Good morning. This is JHS Weekly. I'm Mariah Vasquez.
And I'm Michael Carney. It's finally time to announce this year's prom theme. The 2018 Junior-Senior prom theme is Remember the Magic. Junior-Senior students, your transitions teacher should have your invitations for today. Tickets go on sale next week, March 5th through 9th. Tickets will be $20. March 12th through April 5th, tickets will be $25. Friday, April 6th and Saturday, April 7th, tickets will be $30.
Softball will be having an informational meeting about off-season for the spring. If you are interested in participating in softball and you are not playing a spring sport, please come to the cafeteria during intervention for a short informational meeting.
And now for an update on the weather, here's Jessica Finnegan.
Hello, I'm Jessica Finnegan with your 7-day forecast. It looks like for today it's going to be a high of 53 with a low of 29. For tomorrow, the high will be 57 with a low of 36, and then for Saturday, the high is going to be 61 with a low of 42. For Sunday, the high will be 60 with a low of 47, and then for Monday, it's going to be a high of 54 with a low of 35. Tuesday, the high will be 54 with a low of 31, and then Wednesday, the high will be 52 with a low of 33. We have a pretty sunny week ahead of us, so enjoy it while we have it. I'm Jessica Finnegan with your 7-day forecast. Back to you.
Wow, looks like we have a nice week ahead of us.
Yeah, looks like it. Thanks, Jessica.
FTC's annual career fair will be held on Thursday, March 8th in Gym 2 and Gym 3. JHS juniors and seniors will attend this event during their transitions class assigned time. Remember to come professionally dressed and bring your resume. Due to the number of vendors attending the fair, the FTC parking lot will be closed for student parking and also for student drop-off. The FTC parking lot will be open after 10 a.m. and will be open for student after-school pickup.
There will be a FBLA meeting held on Friday at 8 a.m. in room E105. Congratulations to those students that committed to the winter session of Speed School. 44 students made personal sacrifices to attend 80% of the sessions over an 11-week period, with Emma Briley and Sadiq Hopkins each attending 29 sessions for an attendance percentage of 181%. The spring session of Speed School will begin Monday, March 12th. See Coach Lawrence in the weight room for details.
There are more scholarships available than you may think. Here's Jessica Finnegan with a look into what scholarships are offered to seniors.
Are you a senior in need of money for school? There are over 60 scholarships on the JHS website. There you can also find helpful scholarship websites listed as links to different colleges and universities. The guidance office has also provided a scholarship box. This box contains hard copies of applications. There is also a whiteboard above the box that has month and scholarships due for each month listed on it. Counselor Jessica Burrows sends out emails every week about upcoming scholarship deadlines. Students, there are many opportunities for scholarships if you take the time to look. Keep checking your emails and researching scholarships. Remember, your counselors are always there to help you. I'm Jessica Finnegan with JHD.
Thanks, Jessica.
The boys basketball team will be playing Nixa for the district championship at 8 o'clock at Neoso Junior High. Be sure to come and support your Eagles.
Students, be sure you check your emails daily to stay updated on upcoming events.
Daniel Miller explores the cost of insurance with our laptops and finds out more with our tech specialist, Mr. Brown.
At the start of each school year, students at JHS are faced with an optional insurance or accident forgiveness policy with their laptops. My question is it worth opting in for it?
If they have it for 4 years, probably. Whether it's an LCD screen, a liquid spill, or even just the charger itself, because the charger's $50, so the insurance kind of pays for itself if you just get the one charger.
The accident forgiveness policy can cost $50 each year or $200 for all 4 years as a single student attending. And for any families of 2 or more students, it's $100 each year or $400 for 4 years at JHS, covering for all those students. But what does that coverage include?
So you get the one charger, and then anything like a broken LCD and the liquid spill, like I said, that's covered. Now if you come to us, 2 or 3 times and same issue, you're not taking care of your stuff, we're going to say, hey, there's a problem, we need to evaluate how you're using it. So there may be a point where that stops, but that's not, as far as I can remember, not been an issue.
So the accident forgiveness policy can save you money in the long run if an accident does happen. Individual repairs without coverage can range from $50 to $400, including $50 for chargers and trackpads, $140 for top cases, $350 for LCD panels or screens, and $400 for liquid spills. This isn't including all other potential repairs you might have with your laptop. And without the accident forgiveness policy, students may be on the hook for repair costs. All the students are responsible for theft, vandalism, and any intentional damages, though. For many students, these repairs aren't cheap. What makes these costs so much for the school?
That's the price that the school pays. So if you break your LCD, I have to exchange the broken one, send it back, and it's $350 to get the new one. So that's just, we're not making any money. It's actually a little bit more with shipping and stuff like that. So we're not making any money off of it. That's what it costs. A lot of times a little more. Liquid spill's $400, and obviously that's less than half of the $875. So we're eating, $475.
In reality, for JHS students, maintaining our laptops is cheaper for us with our technology department budgeting and using accident forgiveness premiums to help cover our laptop accidents, according to Mr. Brown. A question you might ask, though, is why does JHS need these expensive laptops?
Most other schools don't have the MacBook Airs. Most other schools, if you look around, schools around here even, they've got Chromebooks. And Chromebooks are a lot cheaper, but to a point, you can't really fix. Once something breaks on a Chromebook, you may just throw the whole thing away. You know what I mean? Whereas these, we can fix parts. We can get new parts from Apple. We have a parts agreement where certain things we can turn in and we can get it for free under warranty if it's not accidental damage or whatever. But I think the biggest deal is that the MacBook Airs, the parts are more expensive, the price is more, and if you look at a lot of those other schools too, that $20 or $25 is not like an accident forgiveness fee as much as it is like a usage fee. And that's not something that we felt comfortable charging people just to use the laptop.
Some of us may be familiar with these Chromebooks, and many local schools have adopted a one-to-one technology to student ratios using these type of computers. In fact, Webb City High School students may be using a laptop similar to Lenovo's N23 Chromebook laptops. These laptops cost a cheaper $249 compared to ours at a $475 price tag. But like JHS, all their students don't pay for their laptops. They pay for an opt-in insurance premium. But to better answer our question of whether or not it's worth having our MacBook Airs, Mr. Brown explains a little bit more.
We've looked at, because we still want to make sure that we're using the taxpayer money effectively. But we feel, and curriculum feels, and the powers that be, they feel that what the MacBook Air gives you as a student, not just the ability to work inside your Canvas or Edgenuity, stuff like that. It also gives you the ability to go to your desktop publishing class, and you can work on Photoshop, you can work in InDesign. You also have access to your Microsoft Office and stuff, and then there's so much more stuff there that you have the ability to use. We feel like that's well worth the cost to give you guys the tools that you need.
As Mr. Brown mentioned, the MacBook Airs are much more capable than just a way to access the internet. They provide us with the power necessary to run programs you couldn't load through a web browser, including Adobe Suite, Microsoft Word, and PowerPoint, along with others. And with that, I think the MacBook Airs are worth it. I'm Daniel Miller with JetHD.
Thanks, Daniel.
Mr. JHS will be held on March 10th at 7 o'clock p.m. Admission will be $5 for adults and $3 for students.
Fusion will be hosting Inside Out on March 12th. Be sure to check with your Fusion leaders for more details.
The Robotics Club 4-State Shootout is March 10th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Feel free to come by and watch the event. Also, if you would like to volunteer, contact Mr. Reed or Mr. Carey. Here's Alex Hunt with more details.
Joplin's first robotics competition is coming up on March 10th. Schools around the 4 states will be coming to Joplin to compete against each other. Multiple teams and robots will have to complete a course with multiple objectives. One thing I learned is that teamwork plays a large role in building.
Being able to work as a group is very important in the build process, and learning how to work as a group, which is one of the things that these classes help you learn, is very important, because in the real world you'll always be working with groups. You'll almost never be working by yourself, and being able to work as a group is a very, very good skill to have, both in this class and in the real world.
Next, I got some in-depth information about the competition, the robotics company, and some of the robots in their class.
The competitions themselves are pretty well defined. There are different adjunct parts of the competition. There's something called skills, which is a predefined and predetermined set of steps you have to do, along with the more free-form competitions, where within the general rules, you can do whatever you want to. There, some of the teams will come in and compete at some very basic rudimentary levels. They'll go in, they'll put the bot down, it will run, it will hopefully score a few points, and that's it. Other teams will get very extravagant in their builds, tons of complexity in the robot, and will do much better, assuming that that complexity doesn't in and of itself hurt the robot's ability to do something. You might get too complex for your own good. 10th of March after school, we will set up for a competition the Friday before for the competition itself on the Saturday, and we'll have schools coming in from 3 states, multiple fields, so the teams will get to run over and over and over again within the rubric for a competition defined by a group called Vex Robotics. And there will be a set of rules that we all go by. Everybody builds to that set of rules. Predefined scoring system, and again, within that, everybody builds however they want within those rules. So a variety of robots, a variety of skill sets to stack, climb, claw, do a host of things to score points as best as they possibly can.
Reporting for JHD, I'm Alex Hunt.
Wow, looks like they're doing some pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, it does. Thanks, Alex.
Fusion Leader applications will be available starting March 1st. All sophomores and juniors are eligible to apply. Applications will be available outside B306 and will be due on March 16th. All applications will need to be turned in to Miss Hall in B306.
And now, here's Movies with Michael.
Hey guys, Michael here. Welcome back to Movies with Michael. This week, I'm going to talk about a couple of my very favorite movies for you guys that I highly recommend you watch. Let's get started. First, I want to talk about a classic movie, Shawshank Redemption. This movie has been considered by many to be one of the best of all time, and for good reason. This movie is based off the book by the same name by Stephen King and tells the story of a man who has been falsely imprisoned for the murder of his wife. He experiences firsthand the trouble of living in prison, and he meets some very interesting people along the way, including one played by Morgan Freeman. This is a fantastic movie which will give you some very important lessons and have a great impact. It's one of my favorite movies, and I highly recommend you watch it. Next, I'm going to talk about a great action movie, Drive. Drive stars Ryan Gosling and tells the story of a heist getaway driver who finds himself in a very suspenseful situation. Gosling plays a very silent protagonist who truly expresses himself with the impressive things he can do behind the wheel. This has got to be one of the coolest movies out there, with a really minimal and interesting style that's sort of like a modern take on 80s action movies. Director Nicholas Refn shot this movie so well with a great use of colors and camera work that will really impress you. For anyone who wants to watch a fresh action movie unlike any other, I would recommend that you watch Drive. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoy these movies, and thanks for watching.
That was great. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
A representative from the U.S. Naval Academy will be coming to visit Joplin High on March 29th and would like to extend the invitation to neighboring schools to send interested students to listen to what it takes to earn a full scholarship into one of the most difficult and demanding colleges in America, to learn about the job opportunities and obligations afterwards.
The JROTC Military Ball is quickly approaching. Here's Jarrett Graves into a look of what the event will hold.
The JROTC has a military ball coming up. Here's Sergeant Banks with more.
Military ball is a formal dance, kind of like a prom, except it's got a military theme. The students wear the dress uniforms and ball gowns or formal dresses. Military ball is for the Joplin High School JROTC program. We host it, and it's to celebrate our program.
Talking to Sergeant Banks, I found out that in order to go to the military ball, you need to be invited by one of the JROTC members. It will be held at the VFW on North Main Street, post 542. Tickets will be $5 to anyone who is invited.
Our program has been at Joplin High School for 99 years, so obviously next year is a big year for us, and we'll have a huge military ball where we'll invite the previous alum of the program, students that's been in the program for as many years as they. Obviously we won't have a 100-year student, but we can probably go back 40 or 50 or 60 even years.
It's pretty exciting that next year will be the big 100-year mark of the JROTC. Anyways, this has been Jarrett Graves reporting for JHD.
Thanks, Jarrett.
This has been JHS Weekly. Have a great week.